about academic side, like obviously the bachelor's is sort of the bare minimum to get these full-time contracts. Did you have your master's before that first-time contract? What's your sort of stance on getting your master's?
Definitely helped. Like I'd done my degree in sport, now I did a master's in marketing. I just felt I wanted to go back in and just develop, just interested in learning more and have a structured program. I would always recommend having a gap between it. If you had a few years coaching on your belt and then did a master's, it's probably going to help you more because you got a bit of experience. Well, I remember that sort of relates to that. But if you're just going straight degree into masters, sometimes you're just shooting overs and you're just ticking boxes. But like, go out and see the world, and I'd recommend those, just have a bit of life experience and then go do your masters, a bit of coaching at the same time. When I went into the Giants, I was sort of doing my masters halfway through it, just doing it part-time. So finished off the masters when I was at the Giants.
What's the main difference from a strength training point of view between beginner and advanced AFL athletes that you work with?
Like, I think that's the key with the first and second years even. Just patience, like slow cook them. You don't want to come in and just throw them in the program and just let them go and see what happens, like, because they're going to make mistakes along the way. So they kind of need a guided hand at all times throughout the program. In terms of elite, it'd be more like they've been in the system for 5 years and they can handle the running loads, the recovery, and the strength, like the gym stuff. They can handle all that volume, while the young lads probably they're not going to be able to do it, so you just got to respect that. So just start them slow, really basic movements in line with the main group are doing, and just like regress it way back. Just a bit more volume, just a bit more tempo work, just really trying to nail down their technique.
What about profiling? Is there different modifications, whether it be injury history or strengths and weaknesses for the players, or is it more about getting them together as one group and getting them lifting as one and sort of feeding off that team environment?
Yeah, like obviously, hopefully the young lads come in, they don't have any of these injuries coming in originally, but as they go through their careers, they're going to get some injuries along the way. And as you go in that mid and back end stage of your career, like the program starts to become more like individualized in terms of like their history of like what's happened before. A large part of their program can start to be dictated towards that, so like calf injuries, hammy injuries, whatever, like that will take up chunks of the program, then you just get your key lifts in there. That's how that would work. Like, so if you're a guy is coming to the back end of his career, he would not be doing the same program as a first year coming in, so like he'll have his own set of exercises he has to do, to keep him on the pitch. Then you're just really just picking the main exercises that he needs to do to perform on the day.
What about when you're managing large groups, like in a VFL setting? What advice do you give for coaches managing larger groups in terms of from the macro point of view, where they're keeping the session flow going and being able to see the whole gym set up with all the athletes in there, but then also sort of micro going in and being able to give an individual tip or some feedback and managing the two options, I guess, macro and micro?
Yeah, I suppose it's just that initial, when you get them in the gym or on the field, just having that little chat before and just explaining what's happening. Overall, give the main message for the session, and then individually just little touch points along the way. Every time you see something or someone struggles with something, you just go over before or during it and give a bit of encouragement, a bit of feedback, get in a conversation with them, like how they're feeling, like just building that relationship.
Since moving into the rehab S&C role, mate, what have been some of the key differences there compared to sort of your more long-term athlete development focus when you're in academy or working with the younger players at the Giants?
Yeah, I suppose you just get a bit more one-to-one time with athletes. Sometimes they'll be quite removed from the group at periods of the rehab. So it's a really good way to get to know them and find out little things that they struggle with or want to get better at. So you can always work on it's a good time to work on things, so if they've been in the program for a while and they struggle with certain things or they're a bit weak in certain areas, that's a really good thing to focus on while you're rehabbing the injury as well. So I suppose just you build that relationship, a bit more one-to-one time, and gives you a bit more time to work on certain things that maybe they want to, or maybe you see as something they could work on and help them later on down the line.